Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. I am Cisonspace, and over here I share about the things I have experienced or I know a lot about, and I share with you guys because why not. And today I'm talking about what putting yourself first in the centering man has really taught me. And I'm not saying this is going to be a hate video, like we're not targeting men here. No, I don't do that. I don't target men. We don't hate nobody here. It's all love. But the women who know, the ladies who know that there is nothing like you being the source, you being the main character of your own life, and you putting your own self on a pedestal. That will save you from a lot of time wasters. It will save you from a lot of toxic men, because there is no point in being in a relationship whereby you're being used, abused, and not a priority. Like, what's the point? I feel like men should be useful, and if they are not, then you need to, or it's best if you are single, so that you get to know yourself. Because there's some women who don't know their value because they didn't have parents, or maybe they had only one parent, so they never got the time to experience real love and what being loved and being valued and seen look like. So they grew up not knowing their value, they grew up not knowing their worth, so someone needs to teach you. And it's okay if you've made some mistakes and had bad experience with the opposite sex. You can always rewrite your own story. So if you're the type of woman who only sees herself through male gaze, through male validation, then this is the time for you to center your life. This is the time for you to get to know yourself without the male gaze. Like I said, no hate. You learn who you are without men in the equation. First of all, society taught women, we as women, to get married early, by 25, 23. And if you are not married by the age of 30, oh my gosh, society is going to bully you to death. They rush us women to get married early, to be involved, married, have children, start a family, blah blah blah. And what I notice is that some women go into those kind of commitment with desperation. They go in it hurriedly, and whilst they're in it, because they don't want to be judged as someone who can keep a man, they will endure cheating, they will endure heartbreak, they will endure abuse and so many BS, just to please society, just to make people think like they're successful because they can keep a man whilst this man is cheating on them. Look, a woman who doesn't center men, who doesn't center what society thinks, who doesn't even prioritize marriage, most of the time have high standard. And when they get married, they do get married to men who are very good, men who center them instead of them centering the men, because men weren't the first priority in their life. They had stuff to do. They took care of themselves physically, they took care of themselves mentally, they had some education, they built up their finances, they had good friendship, they had, they got to know themselves. Because as women, biologically, at the age of 25, our frontal cortex, or whatever they call it, the frontal lobe, develops. So that is when you can really think. That is when you're developed. That is when you're matured, after the age of 25. So imagine someone who got married before hitting 25 or got married before 26. That is someone who wasn't thinking clearly. They were thinking from society's view of what your life should be as a woman, not what do I want to achieve, who am I if there was no man in my life at this time. What do I want? What are my standards? What are my boundaries? What are the things I'll walk away from if it ever happens to me? What value would I bring to this man? What would I teach my children? They never got to know about themselves. They just know how to clean and cook and go out and earn money. They never got to know themselves. They don't even have hobbies. That is a risky place to be. But in our day and age, thank God, that women have goals, women travel, women have the right to own their own stuffs, buy properties, have their own car. To me, it's a good thing. I'm not preaching that we don't need men. Of course we do. We all need each other. Men need women as much as women need men. because without women, how are men going to produce? And without men, how are we going to build, roads and buildings and, all this strength and protection? Meanwhile, men are protecting women from other men. Crazy. So sometimes I just imagine how the world would be if there were no men. Like, I imagine like we have 2 planets, or maybe let's say 3 planets, and women live in their own world. Like on Earth, it's only women, and you can walk around at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You can even walk around naked, and no one is going to like force themselves on you or try to, look at you a certain way. And then men will also have their own world, but then we can see each other through like video, like the way we see things on TV or computer. And then when you fall in love with someone, you guys will meet in the third world, the third planet, and then married people also live there. Like, it will be so cool. Sometimes I imagine that kind of world. Anyway, I'm going off topic. So I feel like women center men out of desperation and them not knowing, and just trying to conform to society. Which, if you want to center men, stop listening to society. Stop. I feel like you should get to know yourself, honestly. Some people tend to develop early. Some people's mentality develop very early because they had parents who taught them, who opened their eye to so many things before they hit their 20s. So they end up knowing what they want, and so they move in the right direction. But if you didn't have that type of upbringing, get to know yourself. Earn your own money. Have hobbies. Build your own village of friends. Have good relationship with your family. In fact, resolve any issues we have with your parents. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. Go to therapy. Find yourself. Okay, have your life before you end up tied to someone for the rest of your life. First point of decentering men is not being desperate. Taking the time out to court yourself, date yourself, build a standard, because once you take those years of your life to know yourself, know the things you like, know the lifestyle you want in future, even the number of children, and blah blah blah, build yourself up. You choose and pick the man you want. You choose and pick it because you already know what you want and your standard is high. That is what men don't want you to get to, because then not everyone can reach you. Only get picked by the men whose hands can reach the top of the tree. Okay, you won't be a low hanging fruit. You be a high hanging fruit. And most men want to catch you while you're young and you don't know, and you're naive. They want to catch you that young because you're low hanging. Your mind is not developed, so they're able to manipulate you and turn you into what they want, the wife that they want, basically. Especially if you didn't have the training I was talking about. If you didn't have parents who taught you, who open your eyes, like me for instance. Thank God I know so many stuff, because I can say I'm quite smart, so I learn things really fast, unless I don't care. But everything I go through, I try to share it because I know it's a knowledge that people are looking for, and I know how much I have. Like, I think from my own point of view, and it's very, I think it's very, very smart. So don't be desperate and in a hurry. Ditch society, okay? And the second way to decenter man and center yourself is take care of yourself. There is nothing more beautiful than a woman who looks very good before she has kids, and even while she has kids, and even after she has had kids. Look, this point is not only to center yourself until a man comes along and he sweeps you off your feet and then you forget about yourself. No, this is even for married women. Even if you are married, you still need to center yourself, because the game goes on. Even when you're married, you need to up your game. You need to up yourself. That's why you need to take care of yourself very, very well, because most men, once they get married, they feel like, oh, they have you. Like, especially when you let yourself go, they start treating you like you are their sisters. They don't really value you. They actually sleep with you because maybe there is nowhere else to do it. It's like, well. But for the woman who always centers herself, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, it's very attractive to her husband. Like she's in the gym, she's in the Zumba class, she's doing Pilates, she's taking a tennis course. Like she's doing so many physical stuff to get her body in shape. And anyone who has her body in shape is mentally healthy. Okay, anyone who is in shape, that's why women or men who are in shape look attractive and sexy. It's not just because of the physical. It's innate in us human beings that when someone is in shape, that means they're very disciplined, they're very consistent, they love themselves, and also they are mentally stable. Because exercise doesn't only shape your body, it shapes your mind. You become a different person when you go on a fitness journey. You definitely become a fitness person, because the pain you go through to change your body, you need to be mentally capable of that change. Because some people don't love that pain, so they give up. So if you've been able to go through that pain to rip off and be so ripped and so beautiful, that means you're very disciplined, very consistent, and people trust you. People trust you more than someone who is out of shape. People trust you that in case of something, you'll be able to save your own life. It's weird how our human brains are. And even when you go for jobs and stuff, people trust you because you can be consistent. If you're able to take care of yourself, something which is very difficult, and stay disciplined, then I can trust you with my job. I can trust you with my business. I can trust you with my heart. I can even trust my kids with you, because you're going to raise them in a different kind of mindset to take care of themselves. Okay, because it takes for you to love yourself so much to stay on course every day, to center yourself physically. And like I said, it comes with a mental and emotionally too. Baby, I don't know what your triggers and attachment styles are, but go down and heal emotionally and spiritually, because I feel like those two are really tied. I feel like your heart and your soul is really tied up. If you're not emotionally intelligent or emotionally healed, it shows on you, it shows on your face. People who don't have good spirit or who don't have good energy, shows on them. So work on your emotions. What are your triggers? Why do you even center men? Are you doing it for their validation? Are you doing it to get their attention? Because some women don't know themselves apart from the male gaze. Most of them lack father figure, and they want love from men so bad. They want validation. They dress up for men. They do everything for men. They do their hair for men. They speak because they want men to like them. They talk a certain way because they want men to like them. They wear certain perfumes because they want men to like them. Everything they do is for men. It's like if men didn't exist, these women have no purpose. Find who you are apart from that. Like, why do you do things centered around men? Ask yourself, why do I do things centered around men? Why are my emotions tied to men's ego and male validation? Ask yourself, get into the depth of yourself and heal. Do I have a father figure issue? Work on you healing that father wound and learning to love yourself. Learning to love yourself like your father actually loves you. Because you have a father who loves you, who's above in heaven, okay? And you don't need another human being's validation to know you're worthy and loved. Because the fact that you're here, that man has done his purpose to bring you on this earth. Like your dad purpose was probably to impregnate your mom and you be here. Because you being here is very low chance. Apart from you, no one else like you can exist in this world. Okay, if you want to feel valuable, this is what I have to tell you. If you ask Google or anywhere that what are the possibility that someone like you exists, to be 0.001%, that is almost nothing. Like never. You're one of one. You're the only one who can be like you. Because if someone wants to be exactly like you, or if there is a replica of you, they have to have experienced everything you've experienced in this lifetime, which is all the foods you've ate, all the music you've listened to, all the videos you've watched, the way you think, every food you've ever tasted, every word you've ever spoken. Like they have to do exactly like you. Even if you're twins, you guys are different because you guys have different life experiences, so no one can be like you. Honestly, that alone should make you know how worthy you are. That alone, because you serve a purpose here. If you're not dead, you serve a purpose here. At the end of the day, God is keeping you here because you're very, very valuable. You don't need another human being to tell you I love you. You're valuable before you know you're here. The moment you wake up every day is enough. It's enough for you to appreciate yourself and love yourself. Because the people who are not needed anymore are down 6 feet. So if you're here listening to me or watching this video, just know that you're so worthy. You don't need another human being to tell you who you are. That is a point blank period. Okay? And the third way to center yourself as the main source is don't ditch yourself. Look, this reminds me of the movie Sex in the City, when Carrie Bradshaw always ditch her friends when Mr. Big comes around. Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl. Because your friends will get tired of you at some point. Your friends will know how you treat them. And if I am your friend, look, you ditched me one time, maybe I might excuse you. But if the guy comes back again and you ditch me again, I'm sorry, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not I'm not doing that. You know, the type of friends who never call you when they're in love. They never text you unless they have relationship issues. I'm not going to be your therapist or your plaything when that man is no more there. I'm not your backup. Go back to your man. Don't be that type of friend. Create your own village. Because when you're dating this man, you don't have to be all about him. That man will lose interest really quick. If he's all your life, like everything about you is about him, you need to be under his arm every day, he will get tired of you. He will get so tired of you. He will wish you go to your friends. He will push you away. He might love you, but if you pedestalize this man and you pedestalize him every day, like your dates, you don't cancel dates, you're always available 24/7. Even when your friends call you in front of him, you tell your friends, oh, I'm with him, I can't come. Even when you've planned dates with your friends, you cancel it. He will know you love him. So like, you don't need to tell him. You don't need to tell him you love him. You ditching your friends to be with him says it all, because most men would never ditch their friends to be with a woman. If they've hung around you for a while, they really want to go and hang around their friends also. So still go on dates with your friends, because that's how the man will miss you. When you're with your friends, they'll be wondering, because you're gonna dress up, you're gonna look cute, you know, like you don't even have a man, and go out, another man will be admiring you. He'll be like having panic attack whilst he's home, like calling you every 20 minutes to find out if you're okay, if you're talking to another man. Like, that keeps him on his toes. And that is how men fall in love, when you're stressing them. So you need to still have your friends around, because in case that man leaves you, guess who's not going to leave you? Your friends. In case that man doesn't get married to you, because there is a chance you guys might not end up married, but guess who's always going to be at your wedding? Your friends. They will come to your wedding, but that man might not be at your wedding. Guess who's going to babysit your kids when you don't have babies with that man? Your friends. They might help you take care of that kid. Show up to the baby shower gift. So yeah, value the friends you create. Have good relationship with yourself and your friends. Create good friendship. Have a nice village. And don't ditch your friends when you're in love. That is how you decenter men. And the fourth one is be selfish. Move selfishly. And when I say selfish, I don't mean in a very bad way, because some of you take things into context. Some of you see selfish as a bad word. I don't know who told you that, but hey, selfish is you thinking, what would I do if this man wasn't in my life? If I was a single woman, what would be my dreams and goals? What do I want to achieve aside this relationship? If this relationship is in my life right now, would I just sit down and wait for something to fall out of the sky? No. If that man wasn't in your life, what would have been doing? Maybe starting a business, maybe going back to school. Do it. Move as though he's not there, because tomorrow he might not be. So move as though that man isn't there, and achieve your dreams. Don't, because some women, once they have a man, that is it. They feel like that's their only purpose. They just stop. I know a lot of women in my family who now regret because they left school to have babies for a man, never went back to school, sacrificed their life and help this man build up, and they left them, and now nothing. They have to go and do a regular job because they left their careers to be with men who didn't value them, and they helped build the man used them to build their dreams. Okay, the man, you have to work because you guys have kids, so now you have to go back to work, and it's not a good job, but you have to do it because this man is like, oh, let's build a house, let's do this, let's do that. And once he has everything, because you love him so much, you don't, in the process, you don't even think about, oh, let me put my name on stuffs. Because you're in love, you think, oh, this is it. Since I have his child, we are locked in forever. And this man is not even married to you. And once you help him build up, and he gets to a certain point, and he has saved his money because you're putting half into it, he realizes you're not the one. You look like a struggle, and he doesn't, like, he's in a new life where he has money, where he's built up. He doesn't want a woman who looks like struggle. He wants a woman who looks like the type that he would have picked if you went to school and didn't center him. Don't sacrifice your life. Move selfishly like there is no man. And the next point is build your confidence. So once you're on this level of building your life and moving, as you gain the confidence automatically. You gain the confidence, and you're not even afraid to voice out the things you want. You're not afraid to walk away. What men hate is women who can walk away. They want to be able to have you wrapped around their fingers. But if you know who you are and you know the things you love, you have hobbies, baby, you're not afraid to be alone. That is where the confidence stands. A woman who is not afraid to be alone and who is not afraid to walk away is very, very confident. The energy is different with women who are not afraid to lose you, because they have friends, they have families, like their mom and their dad, they have good relationship with their siblings, they have great friends, they have a great life before the man came. What does he like? There is no loss. He lost because you don't care. You don't care. You have a lot going on for you to care. And if that man is not doing for you what you do for yourself normally, like the way you take care of yourself, the things you buy, if he's not able to do that, it gives you an ache. And that brings me to the next point, is to take care of yourself. Have rituals, have routines, have friends dates, have girls trip, have a day where you lay in the bath and listen to good music and do your cleaning and prepare yourself some good meal. Take yourself on dates, go shopping, take yourself on solo trips, go do your nails like I've got mine done so clean and tidy. Go do your hair, learn how to do a skill, like learn a skill, do something, do a YouTube, do a content. In fact, I don't know, go and smell perfumes, like have self-care times, try out new hairstyle, do stuff for yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself in every way possible, because women who are so selfish and they take care of themselves don't think about men 100% of the time. Men is not the first thing. I'm not saying reject every man who comes in your life, but I'm saying get to know yourself, get to know who you are, get to build yourself up as a woman, get to know who you are. If men were exempted from your life, what would you be? Who would you be? What would you do? Get to know that part of yourself before you enter into any relationship, or before you try to even center a man, and which you shouldn't even do. I don't even know why I even said that. Always make sure you are your first choice, because men come and go. Most of the time you might meet a couple of frogs before you meet your prince, so it's best if you center yourself anyway. Because what I've noticed is men love women who are very much into themselves, who are a bit obsessed with themselves and selfish. Men love that. They feel like they earned you. They feel like you are the prize, okay? Because you're not focusing on them. It takes a lot of attention, or it took a lot of hard work for them to get your attention. And since they don't want to lose your attention again, they still have to work hard to keep it. And that is how you decenter men from your life. So yeah, I feel like with this, you have more clarity and you have very low tolerance for BS. And yeah, your boundaries and standards get higher. So that is what I have for this video, because this is something I've learned and I want to share with you guys. So don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, bye.